Hello, and we are back. We were playing Disco Elysium. That's interesting. I wonder if this is picking up my audio. Huh. Anyway, we are playing Disco Elysium. We are back. It is day 3. We are currently investigating a murder. Yesterday, when on the stream, we were able to locate my badge, which was quite interesting. It was in the car. I wrecked into the ocean, apparently. And we also found a dead body and had to do some rather unpleasant work reporting it, which is what we just did. It's still middle of the day on day 3. Let's get into it. Let's see here. Just make sure my audio is capturing correctly. I don't think it is. Hang on just 1 second. Please bear with me. Device. I think it switched over my audio device. Let's see, what do I have output? Speakers. Not that. There we go. I don't know why it did that by itself, but always something with OBS. Okay, here we are. Day 3. We have stuff. Oh, one other bit of something I was rather happy about, actually. I completed the ledger. If you weren't here for it yesterday, I opened the ledger. I found the card inside, which had previously killed me. And I took it out and smelled it, connected the thought of it smelling like the gum package I had stumbled across earlier, and I let it go. I let it go out into the wind. And I don't know if that was profound, but it sure felt profound to me. It felt like something important for Harry. Just a thought. Okay. On with our investigation. I did not realize you could equip that. Cool. I have plenty of stuff now. Let's see. I had switched to empathy stuff because I was having to do some nasty business. Let's switch back. Hand-eye coordination. Visual calculus. Let's see, what does this give me? Empathy, hand-eye coordination. Go with this. Maybe. Encyclopedia. Logic. Rhetoric. Huh. Yeah, okay, this feels alright. I wish I had... I don't understand what these are for. We'll try it for a while. I don't... Alright. Okay. So we got dressed. Let's see here. Tommy Laham. Oh, I could go try that. Hangman. Knick-knack stand. Trash containers. Barbell. Frederick. Okay. Yeah, let's go poke around and see what we can get into. Pass the check on that. I need to go see Cindy about getting a brush at some point. I also need to go down to the pawn shop and see about buying that tape player. So this is the empathy check. Let's just save it since we walked all the way out here. Empathy check. Logic. That hurts my empathy. Trauma. Yeah. Okay. Ah. I didn't know that if you just hold down right click, it'll show you all the...
Make way for the master poet.
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing, flecks of brown and gold. It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon.
Excuse me?
A flinch jolts his frame. The question has touched a nerve.
Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way.
Past
waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
Pass the empathy check.
Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much. On another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. Can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows. What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, Cop Man?
We have
You missing someone?
ventured a little bit. Hang on just a second.
It's
We'll see.
scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and
I missed my
sorrow,
gun.
and the past.
Yeah, a few things happened yesterday when we were playing. When I was playing, I found my badge. I found the dead body on the pier, and we were able to figure out who that was. And then I had to do the whole telling his wife about it. I also got into my clipboard finally, and smelled the. Yeah, I found the card inside, and I smelled it, realized it was the same as the gum wrapper, and then I let it go into the wind. And I got a couple things in my thought cabinet from that. I also was able to determine that the lady on the roof that's smoking, the one who is apparently the assault victim, she potentially has been lying to me this entire time. Yeah, if you go far enough north, you'll run into just a corpse. Yeah, I've got... Well, let me, where's my thought cabinet? Yeah, there's my thought cabinet. Yes, I got the apricot chewing gum scented one. Let's see, where did I pick that up at? I think I bought a jacket at the pawn shop, and when I put it on, there was a gum wrapper in the pocket. Yeah, I just wanted to see, like, the whole map, so I just kind of walked around first, and I just stumbled across him. But yeah, there's a gum wrapper in the pocket of one of the pieces of clothing you get. Or it's the jeans. And when you smell it, it smells like apricots. And if you smell the... when he opens the clipboard, there's the card in there, and if you have him smell it, it smells like the same thing. Yeah, like when I read the paper, and you know, it's like the note to Harry, and after the first little paragraph, it gives you the option of like, hey, this says it'll make me feel better, and when you do, or I guess if you have a high enough shivers, because that's what triggered, it told me to go outside. There was like a wind that picked up through town, and it told me, and it was a lady's voice telling me to go outside, and when I did, it gave me the option to just let it go. And he let it go into the wind, and I got this, which is Caustic Echo. So we're going to be pursuing some of that. But I'm about to turn back south and see if I missed anything. I found a bird. A stuffed bird for Gart to replace the one I smashed. That seemed to make him a little bit happier. And I've also found the secret passage in the Whirling and Rags. I found the pinball repair shop. That's what this line's about, though. Smelling of apricots and sorrow.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
Yeah, I've gotten quite a few. I also, yesterday, I internalized normal cop, and when I did, it gave me a +1 to all level caps, which is pretty cool. Go talk to this guy too. I have a check I never passed with him, and I think it's rhetoric based. Gives me -1 to rhetoric. Let's see. I thought I had some stuff. Oh, there we go. Make sure I'm not hurting myself with something. Empathy, logic. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Yeah, I just took it off for the stats.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, Lying to you? Come on.
An investment? What kind of investment?
Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
Okay. The experimental human being. No, I'm sorry. I said I took it off for the stats. I found a tie that gave me a little bit different stats that I needed. The one, well, I can't show. When I get done with this conversation, I'll show you the one.
Fair point. You can't have a successful business without a loyal customer base.
1
How much
million
is your
real.
loyalty worth?
Let's go with 10.
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
Okay. Yeah, the one I'm wearing right now, it gives me shivers, which is kind of a neat stat that I don't have very many points in. Okay, I also need to go here, since we're here, because I need a tape player. Really? I did not know it had a quest line. I mean, I guess getting it off the fan, but I didn't know anything else about it.
What a shirt.
Yes.
All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense Zweihanders.
Yeah, and
The
I'm
antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar.
I'm very much in liking the +2 to interfacing it gives you.
$2. That's dirt cheap. You should.
What does it do? Physical instruments. Huh.
It's the man from Hendal.
Walking away from his burning village. Yes.
No, it does not.
Their matter-of-fact tone belies their surprise at the fact that you didn't recognize the figure in the print. Lie, sire, for no reason.
No.
Huh? The man from Yelmdale is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional version of Kotler, mostly what is nowadays Arda NFD.
That's cool. Yeah, I've not
In
had anything
fact,
with my necktie talking
Most
to me.
people don't think that man from Yelmdale ever really existed, but they are wrong.
Hendal isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course. But both the man and Yelmdale are an ontological necessity.
Hmm.
But hey, it's not worth getting into an argument about.
Wow. What? Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy.
This guy's a weirdo.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harman Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape reel eyes.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
$12 okay.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Oh yeah, I already...
Yeah, we still have those boom boxes on the shelves.
The
Let's see.
boomboxes wait on the shelves.
This is what I'm
And
here
your
for.
boombox, that
Oh,
gold
yeah,
and amber
I'll circle back.
Harmon
I'm
Waushi,
thinking...
stares at you longingly with its tape-reel eyes.
I was going to buy that t-shirt, but I wanted to make sure I had the money to get this boombox first.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Awesome. Okay, that's what I needed. I also want this shirt.
What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense Zweihanders.
I mean, even if the man from Hjelmdal didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has. It's simple, really.
Okay.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated. All that's required is a more robust understanding of cause and effect. Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far north as the Hjelmdal, and watched northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique, energetic tides there.
Yeah, I found a record also.
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity. Interesting.
Welcome to Hjelmdal, officer.
Awesome. Okay, we should... Oh, there's one other thing I need to do while I'm... That's awesome. While I'm here, out of the eyes of everybody.
You take the legal documents out
Still,
of the
how?
envelope.
Okay.
A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
I cannot figure out where to do this at. Because everywhere I go, it says Everard's people might be watching, even when I'm inside. Yeah, I got the, yeah, smallest church in... Let's see. Okay. Should probably not do this in here. We've got the, he looks ridiculous carrying that. Oh, is that music from the boombox? That's funny. What does it do other than... Does it do anything? It just plays tapes, okay. That's funny. I mean, the shack, that's where I got it at, yeah. Huh. Okay. I would like to...
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Oh yeah, I think she may be like one of the only people around here I haven't spoken to yet.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
Huh.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your portal. The tape stops spinning.
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Still,
There's more going on here than we know.
end of recording. One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his. A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safri. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about. Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
I think we've got a few more questions for Classy, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
Interesting. No, when I was over here yesterday, I was walking around, we found the badge, and then I decided to just kind of scout out the area, and I found that body. And I was running out of time on my stream, so I didn't have much of a chance to talk to the locals. But we're gonna see what they're all about today. My local audio's a little high. I did talk to her.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Okay, she said... Yeah, that's right. I talked to her and she told me where the lady in the wheelchair's husband went.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Sigayan, also known as the Apricot Sujunti.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Then how does she know you're here?
Oh, I'm probably in the way, but I was able to remove the expression.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of Trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen. Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black Hound. No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place. Somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
Maybe they are afraid, because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome
Checks out.
here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Let's see.
I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Hell yeah.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
Interesting. I found this jacket that was just covered in bird shit. Okay.
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr. Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
She's got a couple of ranks herself. Honored chief and so on.
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even. Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been
Oh, okay.
nicer
Which
then.
guy?
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. Huh. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting even through the night. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Interesting. You could look into this ruckus if you have the time.
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant.
We'll keep a
One
lookout.
down bunch of houses, empty.
Oh, I wonder if that was the same drunk guy. Because I found that jacket really near the body, and the guy had been like drinking heavily and fell through the pier.
don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara. Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed. No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else. What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast. Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Interesting.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room. Should he? This environment encourages one thing, and one thing only. Drinking.
Interesting. Huh. Cool. I suppose this is the shack she means. No, wait, this is the little girl's house. Where the shack's probably that door that was locked. I think I'm gonna try to forge them. We'll see. I haven't decided. Depends on how hard the check is.
The door has seen better days.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangements. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the Whirling in Rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
Like I said, I haven't met everyone. We'll see. I'm keeping my options open. So far, everyone here has been pretty nice.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin. The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew. Like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line.
My Harry is trying to make a fresh start.
The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly. They feel so smooth, surprisingly so.
Wow.
A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold bath. The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, and persistent swelling, you look a little younger, maybe. You almost look like a professional. Your face, such as it is, a regular human face, sans expression.
Interesting.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in
Oh,
it,
okay. So you still have
such
the
as it is.
you still have the mirror. Oh.
The bed is comforting.
At least he's got a better bed. I do like how this game kind of gives you the leeway to play your characters sort of however you want. Wonder if he has anything to say.
Yes? Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps, I'm not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have been a better idea. They sort of seem to cover up some of the...
Damage.
Either way, good on you. You were saying?
Well, at least he's honest. Yeah, let's see what the deal is with this jacket. Oh yeah, that's my empathy glasses. I'll put my... What's the tie do again? Shivers. Yeah, let's swap it out for the ugly one. Oh no, yeah, for sure. I would agree with you that he looks better with the mutton chops, but it just felt like the thing to do in character. Oh yeah, I already talked to these kids. I have not talked to these guys yet.
Hey, Tequila! Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you? So what's happening? Yeah, Tequila Sunset.
Idiot Doom Spiral?
How are the, high concept, reality based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang.
That's the spirit. I used to shape reality into my image a long time ago. Those days are over now. Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom Spiral Land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization, a fraternity of drunks.
We are saving the world. Please! Please don't go! Don't go! Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now it's a pirate's life for me.
Yeah, I've really, really enjoyed my playthrough of this. I would like to try cracking it, taking a crack at it from like a completely different angle. Like maybe make someone who is like really like put all my stats into what is it, the red one, the physical points. See how that works out.
It's you. Your Tequila Sunset.
Orange and golden, and yeah, that makes sense.
We've met before. Don't you remember?
No, you sure don't.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
I'm not sure that I do.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
You can't get off now. You have to stay.
I think that we should let him continue with the story.
That's right. I let you finish all of your stories that night. Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs. "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things." After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice. We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on. No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother. Ours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. You too, Tequila Sunset.
Who did? Okay. There's that guy. Who was this guy?
Good to see you,
Rosemary?
friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy? So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine. In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
Interesting. Let's go see if we can find this guy. Went missing. Let's see, what am I? Yeah, you said that, see, these gauntlets for me are interfacing. That's interesting. I wonder if it changes. Okay, we did the Mega Mix. Find Morel. Yeah. So far this playthrough, I have not had him mess with any of that stuff or alcohol. Like I said, Harry's trying to be a better person.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood. The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow. You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor
It's just a
mortis.
Nirvana sticker?
As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here. He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean. before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
That's some good writing right there.
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth. That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. Voila! Looks very modern. You're part of the future brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby.
That's great.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment. Yes, the pulsing base. A sure sign of junior delinquency. Somewhere east of here.
Okay. I'll take Kim's advice. But I'm glad I found that sticker. I don't know why. It just... Did it change the... Okay, it didn't... I was wondering if it changed the stats. Oh. Interesting. Those I'll take. Yeah, I'm gonna go tell Gart that his, now that I don't have to stay there for the night, I'm gonna go tell him that the place is cursed.
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Interesting.
We should ask that girl on the ice what's going on here.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh, hello there.
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
So should you. Oh, I didn't notice that. Sorry, man. My mind was elsewhere. Shoot. A cell.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
Why? Okay, it's Burger.
A very common name. You have little reason to doubt that's her real name, but she's not all that surprised by this cop show questioning, is she?
Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do. Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revachol experience they get east of the river.
Yeah, I like some of the crazier dialogue.
Rich people. Rich people are east of the river. Aren't they? I thought they were as Vachalaire as any of us, just way richer. Maybe you're right. Most of them do speak 3 languages. The usual. I had a shitty run as a teenager. You know, drinking, getting into fights. The ugly stuff that happens when you move out your parents' place at 13. In Forberg.
Interesting term. Time to glean some knowledge.
Is this a rhetorical question? My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess, I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on.
She nods very cautiously.
Did I? What did I pick? Oh, about the I guess you could perceive it that way. Or if you're talking about the they're not from here thing, I wasn't really thinking of it in those terms, but I was thinking of it more in he talks a lot about foreign capital. He is communist. I was thinking of it more of in socio-economic terms, not in like a racial thing. But yeah, now that you mention it, I could see how it could be perceived that way.
Okay, bye.
Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do.
Hello again. This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still. Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. Contact might record sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike. No idea.
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble. Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum. Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck. Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck, or really be a Palaceum going kind of person. Yes? Okay. Recording, I guess. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound. The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
Sampling.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
Take this, your call.
No man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
Legendary empathy. Well, it's a white check. We'll give it a go. +1 empathy. Let me put on my empathy clothes real quick. Yeah, I would have given her my hat if it wasn't that hat. I might give her that one. Or, better yet, that one.
Hello again.
Let's see.
Recording, I think.
What happened to the old headphones?
The musicians in the...
there.
Anyway, I don't really know.
She looks at the record.
Take this.
No man, fuck.
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
And who are these boys?
Yeah, Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
And why is that?
They got too much stuff crammed in there, no room. Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it. That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter, I can take the cold. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's supposed to become, like, a club for anodic dance music.
Yeah,
like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum.
I've just found a lot of it. And, like that cowboy hat I have, the little girl in the bookstore gave me that.
Except that, yeah. No, not really, no.
She's trying to get out of a direct lie with semantic tricks. She personally didn't put the padlock on the door.
It's Noid's. To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinez. I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about him, he'll tell ya. I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, you two are cops. Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right? They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else? Go ahead.
Interesting.
The device is cold to the touch. An angular Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover. Underneath you see a reel of tape rolling. you put the device back on the ice.
Oh, well, you know what? I'll save while I'm here. And let's put my logic glasses back on. Did I take my... Oh, yeah, my ties.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Interesting.
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Walshy tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says,
Hardcore! It's hardcore! Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger.
your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do? Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think? The young man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core! All right! Yeah!
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah! Is it though? But is it? I mean, really? I am the mic enforcer. I am the chicks checker. Yeah!
The crap was that about? There has to be some way to talk to this person. What if you... Okay.
Back to the heavyweight jam. Hardcore! Hardcore!
We'll just do this again. See what happens.
Coherent. All core! All right! Yeah!
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore! Ah! The question is, what is the question?
Yeah, I got that. That's why I was...
But there was a question? We're close. True, hard, full, core. Hardcore. Yeah!
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his yegs and args. This produces a guttural Gotwaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more in it. Or maybe it's not Gotwaldian. Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name.
You know about him?
You know Van Eyck? Good, good.
The Advent?
What the?
We're close.
Okay.
True. Hard. Full. Car. Hard car. Yeah!
This young man adds a capital. Or maybe it's not got volume.
You know about him?
You know Van Eyck? Wow.
The skinny wraith looks at you with some disbelief.
So am I. So am I.
Oh, is that why they call you Egghead? Because...
Egghead to the mega. The K became the G. The boy became the man.
Wait, what? Heck. Okay.
The Advent? We're close.
I'm gonna figure this out.
Full. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeko kata. The place to be. It's the message, so listen and you will see. No illusion. The spirit is what you feel. We're close.
I'll try this one more time.
Hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent. All car. All right. Yeah.
He furrows his...
Hardcore. Ah. Is it though? One mind, one spirit.
Gosh. Okay. The guy's gonna drive me nuts.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg! Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers. You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in. Also for talent! Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues. Ah, so you've met her? Good, good. Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast. I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended. Dopeheads!
Burnouts. Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike that! The world! And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
The spooky kind. I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for. All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchanged giddy looks.
I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in.
It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
Of course. Lloyd, give the officer the key.
All right.
You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches, just the tiniest chime to your left. Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly. The speed freak nods to you. A respectful nod. You proved something here.
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
I bet this is the cryptozoologist.
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there.
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive.
I like how it keeps dropping.
Most people aren't ever that
It's like
alive
95,
in their entire
85, 80%.
I knew you'd get it. You're one smart cop.
He nods attentively, ready to answer the question.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it. He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies. Well, he's just kinda here. I don't really know how to communicate with him. Yeah, sometimes, when I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself.
I like
I
that
get it.
kid.
He's a puzzle.
Yes. What?
He nods
I'll
enthusiastically.
come back and check.
We'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news.
Yeah, I'll come back here and check out these guys later. Oh, well, congratulations! I have a couple cats myself. They are quite a fun time. In fact, you may. There's been a time or two where one or the other has appeared on the stream, so they like to walk in front of the camera.
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody? You and the seagull are just alike. Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seaside was paradise once. They were birds of that paradise. Then their paradise became shit city. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans, killing and eating pigeons. No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you. Own it. Steal hot dogs. Shit in the sand. Whatever it takes to keep going.
Well, I guess I could have taken the bridge I made, but let's see what's in this church.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height. The lock turns easily.
Let's go.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
Oh. Should I? Wonder if that actually means anything. It's actually kind of a little dark in here. It's yeah, that's better. Radio frequencies. Huh. Oop, there's something. Got empathy shoes. That's what I mean about I just find clothes everywhere.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. You can hardly hear your own breathing. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow. Your voice is barely audible.
Weird.
Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything? I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you. The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
All right. You have a nice night. Thanks for coming and hanging out. What is this?
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows. Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away. It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
Oh, that's
You
creepy.
see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
That may be the creepiest thing I've seen in this game so far.
The shadow is a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol.
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence, and you don't even know it. Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways. 'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear. You just have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
Sure did, Holmes. I am, at least in part, Holmes. Until the mother's love burns away the cruel distinctions of the body.
What does he mean, in part?
Glad you're feeling more comfortable. First-timers are always nervous.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them, think they scared of me. Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company. This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there, a way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly. Oh, that's no simple question, Essa. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will. I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
No worries, man. I know this shit takes time. I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
They look pretty dapper, actually.
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me. I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory. I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Police raid a while back.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Really surprised. Yeah, that I haven't gotten any skill points today.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to march. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brune, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brune, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with? Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. Reveal. Nothing happens.
Interesting. Wonder if he might know.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant...
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies.
Look, man. I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee. Too many times, essay, you need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita. I think we're done here, essay.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Well, I've got the computer password now.
The machine's keyboard is still the speaker.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident. Good. Please repeat the password. Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esca something advanced.
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence.
Huh.
She is talking about the silence.
Weird.
Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her. Yeah.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping-pong energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. You're interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
My cat is just watching this game.
Breaking
This
into my
is
radio
normally do
computer,
this.
I see.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you. The woman looks down at you standing there. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse?
Humanism, okay.
She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. As that useless word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times as you stand in the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles, her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. Many things, you know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir Laclais. Or terribly, women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous. It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era. Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
Crap.
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt. Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, There was something ominous about Dolores Day. Constantly surrounded by her Therias, she was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs. The Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity.
This has some real Warhammer 40k vibes.
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. What are you thinking of, if I may ask? She's been dead for 300 years. I am almost 1,000% certain she isn't connected to the case. None of this is, in fact. This church, the coast, this isn't a good place to get lost in. The old woman in the village was right. This must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records. It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Ravachol's founding, 300 or so years ago.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin. It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance. Yes, we all are.
The woman looks by in silence.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional.
The shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on them.
Interesting. Well, with that, I'm going to save, and... Oop. Hit the wrong button. I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Tomorrow is Friday. Friday is normally my day off, but since we missed a day yesterday, I might go ahead and stream this again tomorrow. We'll see. I'll send something out on Twitter tomorrow afternoon. You can check it in my description of my channel if you don't follow Twitter. There'll be a note on there, or just come and check me out around, 5 same time tomorrow. Anyway, if you happen to be watching this live or in VOD, for one, I really appreciate you coming and hanging out. Could have been anywhere tonight. Decided to come out and hang out with me. I appreciate that. Also, if you don't mind hitting that follow button, I always appreciate it. And if not, you just have a good night. See you guys later. Bye.